Happy Labor Day, everyone. I wanted to come to you today just to take a few moments to let you know about a sermon series I'm going to be preaching starting this Sunday, September 12th, and for the 2 Sundays following. You can see it on the graphic that I posted. The series I'm preaching is titled Holiness is What We Long For. I took the title from a wonderful worship song called Take My Life. It's also called Holiness. And you know, I do believe that holiness is truly what we all long for. All of humanity longs for holiness. Deep down in our hearts, deep down in our soul, what we really long for is holiness. The problem is we're not sure what holiness is. We don't recognize our longing, our deepest longing, as holiness. You know, because when people think of the word holiness or holy, they think of words or phrases like religious, spiritual, super spiritual, pure, or perfect. Holier than thou is a negative way to talk about it. However, that's really not what the word holiness is about. You've probably heard this before, maybe another pastor has talked about it, but the word holy means set aside, set apart. So something that we call holy is something that we set apart for a particular purpose, something that is dedicated, set aside for a particular purpose. So like, for instance, many of you are longtime participants in camp meeting at New Prospect Campground, and I've heard it said so many times, I think it's even on the website, that New Prospect Campground is holy ground. And what that means is that New Prospect is set aside, it's set apart for a particular purpose. It's set apart for God's purpose for revival and renewal, and it's been used that way for a long, long time. That's why it's so special. What makes it holy is that we set apart that land and we use it to get closer to God. The goal of holiness, or what holiness is unity. Holiness is dedicating our lives to unity with God. In fact, that's where we're all headed when we die. We are headed toward full unity with God. We will become one with God eternally, like Adam and Eve were before the fall. God came to earth in Jesus Christ for the purpose of uniting us with God. And through Jesus, we're made holy. But we have to cooperate with God to become holy, to become one with Him. So the sermon series is about that. How do we become holy in this life? How do we become one with God in this life? Our founder, the founder of Methodism, John Wesley, he had a way. His method helped form a world full of people called Methodists. And that's what makes Methodist. We have a method for becoming holy in this life. And though it's not easy, of course, there is a method, and if we follow it, we can achieve that kind of holiness, that kind of unity with God. So that's what my sermon series is on. What is holiness? What is the method for becoming holy in this life? What is that method that John Wesley used to help people unite with God? You know, living a life in unity with God is indeed our best life. It's a life of true freedom. It's a life of peace. It's a life of happiness. It's a life that has a greater ability to detach from the anxieties of this world. And wouldn't we all like that, especially these days, to be able to detach from the anxieties of this world? It's not easy, but it's possible. It's very doable. But you know, nothing worth having comes easily. I hope you will join me on September 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. And at the end of the series, and probably during the series, I'm going to talk about an opportunity for all of us to put this method into practice. And it's going to be available to our congregations and to any Christian in our area who would like to participate. Grace and peace and blessings to you on this Labor Day. I hope you are having a restful day. Take care.